Now you finished your senior season real strong, or the sectional championship. Now it's time for recruiting. And in the last segment, you could kind of focus on um, the previous year. You was getting school letters from all type of schools. Now the new Coach Adago, is getting you recruitment letters from D3 schools. What effect did that have on you?
What the effect that it had on me was really that I didn't really want to go no D3, plain and simple. You know what I mean? Because I knew the talent that I had, and the players that was before me went to better schools, and did their thing. So if I had to go to a D3 school just to play football, I'd rather had not went. So I chose to go to Indiana State. That was my mind thought at the time, though. You know what I mean? If I could go back, I'd have went to a JUCO or anything just to play for the love of the game. But at that point in time, I really wasn't feeling that because the year before he came in, I'm getting stuff from, you know what I mean, Central Michigan, Michigan State, Toledo, Iowa, Illinois, you know what I mean? All the big schools, you know what I mean? I don't know if when Richards left, he took the recruiters with him, and you know what I'm saying?
Always.
He, you know what I'm saying? He didn't want to plug his boy.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And we had some type of altercation where he didn't want to plug me no more. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like.
Hold on. What
happened? I'm feeling like, you know what I mean? Even though Richards left, Richard could have still came and hollered at his boy, and he knew that senior year I needed his help more than anything, more than anybody. You know what I mean? But he shouldn't have allowed him leaving the school to affect our relationship or him to be able to come back and talk to me.
So did you ever reach out to Coach Richards?
Yeah, I tried to reach out to Richards. You know what I mean? Our senior year, it was a disagreement because they had an article in the paper. They asked me how I felt about the team my senior year. I told them I felt like it was one of the best teams that I ever been around, one of the most disciplined. That was no knock on Richards. You know what I mean? I felt the players that we had, that was Richards' team. You know what I mean? The players that we had, they did listen more. Because when I came to Central, as you know, the other football team before us was wild out. You know what I mean? Dudes, you know what I'm saying, were wild out. I'm talking about these guys were really focused. They paid attention. They got good grades in schools. They didn't get in trouble. They didn't get suspended. None of that. They came with some of the traditional things that the Central football team had. But that was Richard's teams that year. You know what I mean? I felt like he could have reached out to me. You know what I mean? And we could have continued business because he knows as well as I know there was a lot of schools recruiting me, and he had the connection to him. He had the power. He was the one that was able to turn me on to him. After he left, they left, and the new coach that came in was about nothing.
So when you talk to Coach Richards, what did he tell you? Just no, like he can't help you?
I mean, after I tried to get in contact with him, I wrote him. I didn't get no response back, anything. I just left it at that. You know what I mean? I'm from, you know where I come from a place, man, where you only can reach out to so many people, or you could try so much till you just be like, hey, I got to move on. You know, if he didn't want to reach out with me, he moved on with his career. By that time, I was grown enough. I had to move on and find other ways.
Gotcha. So now you're at Iowa State. What's going on there?
Indiana State. We was having a good year there. I didn't play football. Like I said, once I got to Iowa State, I was really disgusted with the whole Hidalgo situation of leaving my senior year like that. Nobody get a scholarship, anything like that. So I was just more focused on my grades. At Indiana State, went down there and did like my second year after Indiana State. I decided to transfer to St. Joseph, down to St. Joseph, and play a little football just to say I at least played a little bit. You know what I mean?
I seen you there. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you over the you were by the big bull coming down, running boys over. Big Carl, man.
Okay. So, how many years did you play at St. Joe's?
I played a year at St. Joseph. Then I transferred to University of Indianapolis. I finished out over there.
That's right. How'd that go there?
Man, I think it's one of the best experiences in my life. I met a lot of good guys over there out in Indianapolis at the U of I. Big ups. UIndy. Okay. Met a lot of good guys over there, finished up. And now I'm just relaxing, man.
Okay. So, as you got done playing at University of Indianapolis, did you have any thoughts of going pro, arena, Canada?
Not really. Of course, while you're playing, you always going to have thoughts of wanting to be an NFL athlete, going on to the next level. my main thing was just to make sure I had no regrets. So that's why I decided to at least give football a try. Ain't no guarantees, but you don't want to have no regrets in the world. You know what I mean? Do what you want to do. Try your best. If that don't work, move on to the next one.
Not only was you a great football player, but you also played basketball, EC Central. I want to kind of go into that phase of basketball, that phase of your career.
Right.
And I also want to get from you is a big topic about the best players at EC Central, hoop.
Right.
All right. So what I want to get is your starting five and who is the best player at EC Central. So I want to start with you first. Give us some insight on your playing career.
Man, I've been playing basketball since I can remember. From coming back up in the Goodman Park days, when guys like Vaughn and Coop and Wayne Jones then was out there teaching us bitty ball. You know what I'm saying? Hoop. So I've been playing basketball all my life, man. That was my number one love. Even though football, I was better at football, but hoop was my number one love. Played freshman, junior. I played freshman, sophomore, and junior year. I ain't get a chance to play my senior year.
Okay. So, did you have a more passion to play basketball or was football? Well, I'm gonna put it like this. My first love was hoop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I knew I wasn't going to school for basketball.
Right.
So I played football because I love football as well, because I knew that was my ticket of getting out. Was that your same passion that you had more love for the hoop, or was it the opposite?
Yeah, man. You know, my city coming from Calumet, we was nothing but hoopers. You already know that, Carl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Harbor was more football players, but Calumet was always hoopers. We was born hoopers. You know what I'm saying? Won every tournament. Kerry Gosh went like 80-0 before we lost the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Won all the tournaments at Raleigh Park and the leagues like that.
Oh, yeah, dominated.
So, dominated that. They y'all know that. Y'all know we would dominate y'all and all the local city sports that we had out here. They lucky it wasn't football. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I was a hooper. I love hoop, man. It's just, my talent led me towards the football side of the sports, though.
Okay. So now, like I said earlier, big discussion about some of the best talent that comes to EC Central. What I want to get from you is I want your starting five, any era that you heard about or saw that you could personally speak on,
okay,
and your best player all the time. So let's start with point guard.
Was Cooper point guard?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ja was a beast too. You know what I'm saying? Javi Gillis.
Yeah.
He was a monster out there in that point guard. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want nobody to underestimate him. But Coop was that dude, man. You know what I'm saying? Physical body. Bang it down there, Baron Davis type of light player, you know what I'm saying? Coop beast mode. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So Coop number one. Number two, what? Shooting guard?
Shooting guard.
Man, I don't know why people keep playing on here, but they better start respecting Corey Stokes. You know what I'm saying? When Stokes came through here, he put it down. I think, didn't he put up 51 times or something, man?
47.
47, yeah. 47.
47.
Some of y'all check y'all numbers, see if y'all ever put up 47. Or tell me who put up 47 in y'all time. Stokes was a beast on that shooting guard.
Okay, small forward.
Small forward, man, I gotta go with Smooth. I gotta go with Etwan Moore on the small forward, just for the simple fact, all around game, down low, you know what I'm saying, dunk on you, pass the ball, outside, got a 3-pointer. Most guys, you know what I'm saying, that I've seen either had a down low game or they had an outside game. But both games, going down there, and it also helped going down there to show that you could beat Naptown in their own city. You know what I'm saying? So that showed a lot of heart. So small forward, definitely each one.
Okay, power forward.
Power forward, man, I'm going to go with, like we say, we never had a really true center, but I'm going to go with Big Rick Wright. You know what I'm saying? Big Buck Rich Wright down there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, go down there, this British Bulldog cat. You know what I'm saying? Get too many cats get with no Big Rick down low. Y'all know that, coming out there with a body like Karl Malone. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Knocking fools to the back, man. So, power forward, I got to go with Big Rick, man. Got too many cats bang with him down there. You know what I'm saying? The big yellow monster.
Center.
Oh, got to go with Big Bake. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We had Bake was center, power forward, but over the top, he had to guard the biggest man on the team. So, Big Bake, hands down, like everybody say. Carlton Baker was the number one player to ever come to East Chicago hoop. Dude sold out the whole arena. We had to park down the street by Kentucky Fried Chicken. Y'all know what I'm saying? Yeah. When the top rows, all 4 on was pulled down. The rows upstairs had been pulled down since we left. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Yeah, Carlton Baker though, man.
Because a lot of conversation go into Etwan Moore is the most accomplished athlete to ever come through Central, but they recognize Udi as the most exciting. So, by hearing that, what kind of information would you take on giving to us about, was Udi the actual most exciting player and was Etwan the most accomplished?
Man, that's probably true as it get. Etwan was the most accomplished athlete, but not the best athlete. Etwan was accomplished because Etwan had a great coach. Etwan had great mentors. Etwan had guys ahead of him who had sacrificed many years of having coaches who really didn't give a damn about the players. They just wanted the wins, and they wanted the money, and they was going home. Sometimes when you a coach, it's just not about coaching the athlete. Sometimes you gotta know the individual as well. We had a lot of coaches who came to Chicago who really didn't give a damn about the athletes. You know what I mean? They didn't care about their academics. As long as you got to see average, that was good enough for some of them. And some of them will find ways to get your grades just to the point where you could play. After you play, they didn't care about you no more. That's why Oud is not, you know what I'm saying, one of the most successful athletes. If Oud would have had the right mentor, the right coach to point him in the right direction instead of Pop Bobby Miles, who didn't care, who knew nothing about an individual coming from the streets. He came from a west coast of suburbs and came to a ghetto in Chicago. He thinking like, man, what is this? This is how they act? He didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to do, man. And a lot of guys who didn't have that mentorship or have nobody to help them out, they got lost in the system. Once basketball was over, what you gonna do? That coach didn't care about nobody but himself. When Etwan came, they had a coach that cared about the players. They had a coach that let the players play on the court. Sometimes when a jockey was in the game, Miles would take him out the game if you make a mistake. This coach came in, he let them do what they was going to do, but he not only coached the athlete, he coached the individual and helped them become good individuals. And that's why Etwan was able to be successful. Etwan landed in the perfect position, and he had the right mind state, and he didn't allow the streets, you know what I mean, to get to him. But overall, man, everybody know Oud was the best player. But that's the life of an athlete coming from the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? It was better players out there than MJ. But when you come from the hood, that's how it is. You know what I mean? They just use us for our talents and go on their way. Once your talents is no more use, you're right back in the streets, man. Real talk.